Hello Capricorn, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of December 25th through 31st. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now we're going to just take a look into your general energies. What is it that you need to know? What is going on with you? What is your situation? What is the most important thing, the most urgent matter in your life right now? That Prince of Cups. Let's find out who they are and what they're doing in your reading today. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread to find out what is going on this week. And we are also going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. Let's see, what do we want to use today? I think we're going to go, let's go to the Ancient Italian Tarot deck for our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is pre-shuffled. We're going to just take one from somewhere in the middle there. And we're not going to reveal that until the very end, so stick around to the end of the video. Hopefully that card will, tie things together, give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the very end, okay? So major earth, major water, fire, water stuff over here. So kind of a good mix here. The one thing that I see we're kind of lacking is some of that air. But we'll get to that. I think that's going to kind of correct itself as we go through this situation, okay? So I feel like there's someone in your life now represented by this Prince of Cups, someone with whom you have a very, let's say, intimate connection, okay? Could be a very close friend, could be a close family member. It could be someone with whom you have a romantic relationship, But I feel like you're almost waiting for them to do something. I'm getting this feeling like you are unsure really about the state of that relationship, or kind of, how do I put this? I think you believe in the strength and the intimacy and the connection, the bond, right, of this relationship, the commitment that's there. But I think you're looking for some kind of a signal from them that they're also feeling that way, right, that they're like on the same page as you. So I feel like with this world card that we have here, this universe card, I feel like you're kind of stalling them out a little bit. Like you're just kind of waiting to see what they do, to see if they provide any kind of confirmation or signal back to you that they really are on the same page here, right? So it's like this kind of uncertainty. It's almost like, not that you're testing them a little bit, but just that you're trying to feel them out a little bit more, right? So I feel like there's this this disbelief almost, or this kind of a pessimism about the thing, where you really have high hopes, but there's just something that's yet uncertain with them. And we always say that with the Prince of Cups here. We always say that, look, there's more than meets the eye to this person. There's always kind of something going on beneath the surface that we're not acutely aware of yet. There's some hidden mystery there. And I think this is really just you waiting for the confirmation from them that they really have the same intentions, the same game plan, that their vision of the future looks similar to yours. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's why we see this universe card, this world card. This is a couple of things. One, this is the kind of stalling them out, right? This is waiting to see what they do. This is a suspended moment in time where you're just like, you're kind of on the verge of something, of moving forward, and you're just like, okay, let's wait. Let's see how they respond, right? See what signals you get back from them. Okay, so this world card is about the period of waiting. This universe or world card is also about the bigger picture. How do they fit into your bigger picture, and how you in theirs, right? And that's what I mean about being on the same page. Is their vision of reality similar to yours, enough where there's some overlap, there's some ability to kind of mesh and blend all of this together, right? So there's a question about the kind of harmony and the flow of your relationship. If it's going to have that synchronicity, if you're going to be working in tandem, or if you're going to be working kind of in isolation, right? And we see in the recent past, things have really been very good. I think the recent past with this Six of Cups, things have been pleasurable and joyous and happy, and maybe with this, the end of the year, the holiday season, there's just been a lot of celebration, a lot of joy. I think that the two of you have really been resonating with each other, really vibing, right? Because the Six of Cups is about the Three of Cups doubled, right? So the joy and celebration that you feel, the love that you're expressing, is being mirrored back to you from this person, right? So there's a real harmony. There's been a real resonance there, okay? And I think things have been good. So I don't know just yet why there is this kind of sense of, okay, let's hold off. Let's just observe things for a minute, right? Let's just kind of hold our horses, so to speak. And I mean, that's the feeling that I'm getting with these two central cards. It's just this feeling of you're kind of trying to hold your horses a little bit, right? Because you're not really sure if they've got a different vision of the future, different ideas, different plans in mind than what you thought the two of you were kind of vibing on. Does that make sense? And then the rest of the cards here on the Path of the Dove, it's all fire cards, right? So I think that's kind of what you're looking for too, especially since we've got this Lust or Strength card, the 11th mystery of the tarot, at the top of the Path of the Dove. Okay, this is above it all. This is your real sense of lust and passion. I mean, it's kind of a very literal card, right? This is that strength and that fire that you have that you want to experience. This is that real chemistry, the real spark between you and this person. This is what you're looking for. So I think maybe part of this holding your horses theme is to see if they're going to respond with the similar kind of chemistry and passion and energy and enthusiasm that you're putting forward, right? Because we see that harmony and resonance in the emotional level with the kind of soul connection, the Six of Cups, right? There's a deep emotional bond, deep care and love for each other. But you're really looking for this heated passion, right? You're hoping that they will resonate with you on that kind of a level, right? That real chemistry, real spark. And this is a major arcana card. This is a heavyweight influence. This tells me that having this kind of passion between the two of you, or in any relationship, is very important. It's very high on your list, okay? Now I want to just interject little sidebar here for a moment to say that this could still be a platonic relationship, okay? This doesn't have to be romantic. I know it's kind of looking like a romance thing, and I think most likely it is. But there's a possibility that this is something in the professional life, that this is something with your close friends or family members, or any kind of other associate. But it's someone with whom you have a very deep love and concern, a deep bond with. But you're looking for more kind of excitement, more spark, more like enthusiasm when the two of you are together, right? It's just like, do the two of you go out and have these amazing, exciting adventures together? Is that real chemistry when the two of you like are together and doing things together? And that doesn't have to be romantic or sexual, right? That can be platonic. Our best friends are the people that we go out and we just have the best time with them. There's that real excitement, that real like electricity in the air, you know? And there are other people that we care for very deeply, but it's lacking this kind of excitement, right? So I think this is very important to you. We're kind of going back on track now. I think this is like the highest concern for you in terms of this relationship with this, and I think this is a water sign person, this Prince of Cups, probably a water sign person, strong water in their chart somewhere. And I think you're just kind of waiting to see if they're going to meet you on the same level, if they're going to show the same kind of interest and enthusiasm, that same electricity, right, that you seem to be bringing to the table. And beneath the surface, what do we have? Four of Wands. This is completion, closure. This is wrapping things up. Okay. So I think that you've been trying to suss out this relationship for a while. Okay. And I think on an unconscious level, kind of maybe like in the back of your mind, you're ready to kind of wrap this thing up, right? If it's not going anywhere, if it's not going to have what you need, you're ready to, you know, let's wrap things up. Let's close this thing out. I think you're ready for that. I think that, you know, it's not something that you want to do, obviously, but if the need is there, I think you have no problem just kind of moving on. just, calling this thing what it is, just wrapping up this part. You're going to come to that conclusion in some way at some time, right? I don't think this universe or world card, this delay that we're seeing now, this kind of holding off and observing, I don't think that's going to last too long, because there's going to come a point where you just say, okay, I'm moving on now. Obviously, this isn't what I thought it was, or this wasn't, and there's nothing, that's fine, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think it's going to really harm you in any way. Might be a little disappointing, but I don't even see a lot of indication here that you would be all of that upset if this doesn't work out the way, you're kind of hoping that it does. You're hoping for this electricity, this spark. But if it's not there in this relationship, that's fine, There's still going to be this really deep love and care for this person, but it's not going to be exactly what you're looking for, right? It's not going to meet your ideal. And so, instinctively, subconsciously, I think you're ready to move on if you have to. You want there to be some kind of a conclusion here. You want to just figure out what's what so you can continue with your life, right? But what we see in the immediate future is something quite hopeful and optimistic. This is the Princess of Wands. This is the beginning of that fire energy. This is that fire energy that has kind of reached a new level of existence, and it's just learning how to operate, it's like getting its sea legs, I guess we could say, even though it's fire. So the beginning stages of this kind of electricity, this kind of enthusiasm, this passionate energy. So it could be that, this person really does have the same intentions with you. It's just going to take, some kind of baby steps. You got to start from the beginning and build on it, right? The person in this relationship in general, I don't think, is ready to go from 0 to 100 right away, right? You have to kind of gradually build up the speed, gradually build up that momentum. But I think the potential really is there. The princesses are really about the potential energy, right? It's about the first transition between potential and kinetic, right? So it's just starting to take action. It's just starting to build in the real world, in the practical sense, this fire energy. So I think the relationship really does have the potential for that, but I think it's going to start slow and low. It's going to build flavor over time. You know what I mean? So that's something to consider. I don't know if you are expecting things to go from 0 to 60 right away, or if you want something that's going to kind of gradually build. It seems to me like you want something kind of immediately. It feels black and white with you. It's either this electricity is there or it's not. Okay? But what I'm seeing is that it is there, but it's just really kind of dim right now. It needs to grow. Okay? Well, let's see on the path of the serpent if that's something that's going to happen, or if it's something that you're willing to kind of wait for. And interesting though, with the world or universe card, you are already kind of waiting. So, if you waited a little bit longer, maybe this Princess of Wands, you would see that manifest, and you would see how this really has the potential to grow into something, quite amazing, quite electric. But again, there's no air over here. No sword cards, no air cards at all. So there's no real communication here. There's no real expression of your intentions, of your needs, of any of this kind of energy. It's kind of something that is existing within you, and you're not really expressing that yet. But let's look over here, Path of the Serpent. General energy is this 3 of discs. I think you are someone who is looking for that kind of perfect picture, that perfect package, right? You want someone that you can vibe with physically, mentally, emotionally on this soul, spirit, fire level as well, okay? The 3 of discs is telling me that you really are the type of person in general, right? General energy. You're the type of person that is really giving, that you really put all of your efforts into something. When you form a friendship, when you have a relationship, when you commit yourself to a job or a career or a project or anything at all, you really give it 110%, right? You commit to things, mind, body, soul. I think that's your general energy. I think that's how you operate in life in general. You don't half-ass anything, you know? And I think that is kind of affecting your situation here, because I think you've already put a lot of energy, a lot of like commitment even into this relationship with this water sign person, this Prince of Cups. And I think that's, you're creating a lot of expectation. Like you're really expecting someone to match you dollar for dollar with all of the effort that you're putting in, all of the energy, all of the soul that you're putting into this with this Three of Discs. And you're really expecting someone to match you, 100% match on that. Okay. And maybe this person is ready to do that. I don't know. It could be. I think they are. But I think with this Princess of Wands, it's something that's going to happen gradually, organically going to grow over time, right? I'm almost waiting to see the Eight of Discs here somewhere. But the next card that we see is in terms of your relationships. This is the connection card, right? This is the card that connects you with this other person. And this is that Nine of Cups. This is a wonderful, beautiful card. This is happiness. This is telling me that, yes, the two of you are on the same page. We have that three, because we talked about the Three of Cups, even though we had the Six, right? We talked about the Three of Cups being that kind of inner joy, inner abundance, the inner celebration, the love and affection. That's then being mirrored in the outer world. It's resonating, it's harmonizing with you, and you're getting that back. Now we see all of that harmony and abundance and resonance on the three planes of being. The physical world, I think the two of you are on the same page. The intellectual world, in terms of your plans, your goals, just kind of what your blueprint for life, right? Your farther reaching life plan. I think you're on the same page. In terms of your emotions, your intuition, your spiritual journey, perhaps, what is important to you, your values, the things that you find meaning in, I think you're on the same page. I think the two of you really have a lot in common, beyond just the superficial, we both like to read books or whatever. I think you have a lot more in common energetically, in the soul, in the spirit, in your thinking, your goals, plans, and the meaning, the values that you have, right? All of that stuff. I think you're on the same page. But again, with that Princess of Wands, it's not something that you're just going to flip a switch and it's going to be there. It's going to be a gradual growth of this. Okay. The next card we have is your fears, worries card, right? This is the concern card. And this is the Princess of Discs. Now, what is this really doing here? Because this is... this should be abundance and growth and the birth of this just terrific, fantastic abundance and success and this life, this ideal that you're really after, right? The whole package, okay? But why is this a concern? Well, I think you're worried about this slow growth, right? I think you're worried about having to nurture something from the ground up, from infancy to maturity, and really build this thing up step by step, kind of brick by brick. Okay, I think you are looking for someone, like I said before, it's kind of like black and white. It's either there or it's not. You want to flip a switch and have it just all light up. But that's not what we see with these cards. We see a more gradual kind of thing. And I'm still expecting the confirmation card to be that Eight of Discs. But this is kind of your concern that things are going to progress too slowly, that it's going to just take forever to build this thing up to what you're really after, right? Your picture of perfection, let's say. I think this is that concern. But the final card on the Path of the Dove, this is, I hinted at this from the beginning about there's really no air here, but we've got Mercury, okay? We've got the Magus, the Magician, the Juggler, the Trickster, and this is the closest thing we can get to that air, right? That we're kind of after here, that expression, that communication. And Mercury here really is saying that, look, you've got to express yourself. You've got to be clear about what you want, how you want it, what your plans are, what your ideals are, what your goals are. You have to set out to create that. And Mercury also here can see the long-term goals, can kind of predict or envision at least the timetable, what the final outcome will be, and then can see all of the steps that it takes to get there, right? And this, I think, is, I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? It's good to kind of know where this thing is going and how long it might take to get there. But then at the same time, that knowledge might not be the answer you're looking for, right? So this Magus, this Magician card, might have to take some inspiration from the inner self, the higher soul, the guardian angels, from spirit, from your intuition, whatever, and pivot, formulate new plans. Maybe this isn't the relationship that you want. Maybe the timetable is not what you want it to be. Maybe the final outcome is not what you want it to be. Now, I'm not saying that. This is that the double edge, the fluidity of Mercury here. So if you are able to kind of intuitively speculate, let's say, on what the outcome will be, what the timetable will be, if you can do that, then you can kind of decide what you want to do, where you want to go. Is it time to wrap things up here and move on? Or is it worth the kind of slow growth, the brick by brick building of this relationship? And the Magician here is telling you that whichever path you choose, whatever direction you choose to go in life, you have the capability to manifest these goals that you have, you know? So if this isn't the right one for you, then it's really easy for Mercury to pivot. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy for you to just kind of shift and close this thing out. Although we did say at the beginning that even if this relationship were not to work out and you had to wrap things up and just kind of call it quits, so to speak, you're going to be fine. I don't think it's really going to faze you very much. And that's some of this Mercury energy. The ability to adapt to new circumstances, to really be honest with yourself about what this is and where it's going, and adapting, shifting, pivoting if you have to. Okay? So this card is really about that kind of control, that self-control, that ability to manifest things according to your like higher will, your divine will, your intuition. Okay? So I think this is a very important thing, that you're not stuck in this situation. You don't just have to kind of accept the fact that this isn't quite what you want right now, and that you're waiting for this kind of signal from this person. You're waiting to see how this thing might grow, how long it's going to take, is the potential even there. You've got to figure all that stuff out, and you've got to use this Magus, this Mercury, this Magician energy to create the kind of life that you want, even if it means you have to shift focus, pivot, and adapt to something else and move in a different direction, right? Let's take a look at this confirmation card. I'm very curious about that. I thought it would be an 8 of discs. It might be an 8 of discs. It might be some more water energy. It could be some air energy that we didn't really see in the first part of the reading here. Well, it's neither of those. This is some death energy, okay? Now, this beautiful card, Ancient Italian Tarot, the 13th mystery of the tarot deck, the Death card. I think this might be indicating the possibility that you're going to have to kind of, you might have to kind of close this one out. Okay, you might have to dismantle all of this and start over, rebuild somewhere else. Okay, this might not, now this is no prediction of the future, we're not telling you what to do, but the energy right now, with the accumulation of all of this energy, is leading towards this rebuilding, this kind of starting over. Okay, so perhaps, maybe, you're going to learn through all of this energy and through this Mercury energy that this is not the trajectory that you're on is not the one you want to be on. So you may have to utilize this. You may have to utilize this Magician, this Mercury card, to kind of tear it down and start over, and rebuild it. Okay, that's a fairly clear message. I don't know what else to say about that, but it's just kind of like, he's sweeping away the old and clearing the ground for some new stuff to come in. And again, it's really up to your decisions, your will, your intuition, the kind of higher guidance that you receive And, you know, you really do have the power to control your life, to manifest what you are after. And it may be that this situation just needs to kind of be swept aside and the space cleared for what's coming next. Okay. We're going to take a look in the extended a little bit just to see if we can get any more clues or any other energies. You can become a member to this channel by clicking on the link in the description box. This was your weekly tarot reading for December 25th through 31st on Dove and Serpent Tarot. And I thank you so much for watching.